Ocasio-Cortez is opening up about a very personal decision.
She recently announced that she started the process of freezing her eggs, saying she wants to feel more in control of her future.
Yeah, her decision is reigniting curiosity about egg freezing and whether it could be an option for other women looking to preserve their fertility. So what should women know before they consider this? So this morning, we are helping you out. We are talking with a fertility specialist, Dr. Licciardi from NYU's Langone's Fertility Center. And this is such an important topic. We know it's more popular than ever for women to freeze their eggs, and women are having babies later and later. So I want to talk about what exactly happens during the egg freezing process. Just break it down the basics for us.
Thank you. So it's a process. And I love watching AOC's videos because she just makes it so human and doable. People shouldn't be so afraid of it. It's a 2-week thing. There's an introduction before, then there's injections and monitoring with blood tests and ultrasounds, and then there's a retrieval procedure.
And at what age should women start thinking about freezing their eggs?
Well, it's certainly better, the younger the better.
Okay.
You know, there's a limit. But really, by the time a person is 30 to 32, I think there should be serious consideration given to it. Now, if you're 38 and you haven't done it yet, it's not too late. Yeah. You know, your odds might be a little bit, so don't give up. Don't give up on that if you're a little bit older. But if you have the opportunity to do it when you're younger, you'll be a little bit better off. Your odds are just higher.
But how likely is it that those frozen eggs are successful for a pregnancy later on?
So that's really dependent on a few things. The age of the person. If you're younger, your odds are going to be higher later on. And your inherent egg number. Everyone has a different number of eggs, and that's what happens. So you go to see your doctor. The doctor's going to do an ultrasound. The doctor's going to do a blood test to give you a prognosis, to say, okay, listen, this is where you stand. You have an above average number of eggs, you have fewer eggs, and then they can calculate, okay, if you do this, these are your odds of actually having a baby later on. So it's really important for you to know that going in.
Sure.
And even though it's more popular than ever, I feel like there are still misconceptions about egg freezing. Break some of those down for us.
Well, I think some of the misconceptions, first of all, people should check on what their insurance coverage is. Because I've had some patients come in and say, I would have come in last year, but I didn't realize I had coverage. And the opposite is also true. Sadly, there's a lot of people who think they have coverage, and they don't. So make sure that's really clear. The other thing is, it's not an insurance policy. A lot of people come in, they say, I want this insurance policy. And look, it's not a guarantee, but we have a lot of success. Actually, my daughter froze her eggs, so it's very dear to me, this whole process, which is really nice, and she did really well. So it can work. You just have to stick with it.
And I'm glad you mentioned insurance, because sometimes it's covered, sometimes it's not. And also, what's the typical cost for the process?
So if you had to just pay cash outright, it's $15,000 to $17,000. That includes the process itself, but there's also other costs. There's anesthesia. Anesthesia is a good thing when you're having a retrieval,
sure.
So that's worth paying for. And then the medications are mixed in there too.
So what should a woman consider when first thinking about, okay, what should I do first? What would be the first thing you say?
First thing is get the information. Go to a reputable clinic. There's a lot of clinics in the city are very well known and very prominent. So get to see a doctor there and just get the lay of the land. Get your ultrasound, get your consult, see if it's a fit for you, and then you get the information, then you can decide what to do.
You see, so AOC is probably the biggest person right now publicly talking about her journey. How important is it to have people be more open about their journey, to connect? As you said, she's so eloquently able to connect with people.
Well, it's two things. First of all, it's exposing the process to other people who may not understand it, so it's educating those people. And then it's just affirming other people's decisions. Someone sees her, they're like, oh, you know what, I feel like I can do it, or I felt like it wasn't maybe the right thing, or I was a little ashamed about it. People are very ashamed about, which is the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But they see that, like, I don't have to be ashamed. I feel like, hey, I'm on the team. I'm on AOC team. It's going to work out.
And I'm glad you brought up the insurance thing, because you should check with your company too. Some companies also offer.
I hear the parent company here is very generous.
I've heard
that's a really nice. That's a really nice thing.
Thank you so much, Dr. Licciardi.
Such
an important information.
Coming up here, we're going to talk about the key outcomes in several